Hello and welcome. Just going to do a quick stream audio test now before we get underway on our lovely stream today. That was our sim, by the way. Hello and welcome. Lovely. Okay, so today we're going to do some lovely Greek island hopping. So Corfu's definitely an island. Let's get that up now. So there you go. We are into the sim. So today we're flying from here in Athens. Lovely Athens. I've also tweaked my recording settings so it's now 60 FPS, not 48, and that appears to have actually fixed the thing that happens outside as well. So we're here in Athens on one of the remote stands, and we'll be leaving to go to Corfu and then on to Thessaloniki. And Corfu Airport's very nice. People take off and land on the same runway, which should be interesting because of how the approach is. I've flown into it this summer actually. And in real life this is, and it was a bit of an odd approach. Like sometimes when you're actually on Corfu, then you can see planes taking off and landing in the same direction, which is really weird. It's because of how the runway is and the mountains and all that. There's no ILS there or anything like that. So, and luckily the Greek Vatsim agency thing have actually got an airport procedures page that allows me to see in terms of the winds and what, if a controller went online right now, what they'd be doing. So we've got arrivals on 3 left and departures on 3 right at Athens. And this is the interesting thing at Corfu. Arrivals on 3-5, departures from 1-7. So arrivals and departures sort of go from the same bit of the runway. They go in opposite directions, which is really weird. It's not normal. And some of the stands at Corfu then are also a little bit odd. They're like weird little like you have to turn while on the stand, which is a bit weird, so I thought, why not, give it a go. Haven't flown to Corfu in the sim since I went there, so I thought, oh, what better time to do it. So today obviously I'm flying with Virtual Aegean. Now Virtual Aegean, they only fly Airbus type aircraft, which is why I'm flying this little A319. It was going to be an A320, but sadly both A320 liveries I downloaded. The first one didn't work for some reason. The second one, it wasn't in my sim originally. I've loaded it up now. It is in my sim, but it's branded as an Airbus extended version, not this one that you buy off Steam, which means that sometimes like the liveries don't match with each other. I didn't check it out because I'd already changed it to an A319 by this point, but we're flying an A319. So go ahead and start the flight on the Aegean smart cars. I can go ahead and connect to Vatsim as well because I've got my flight plan already. So we are today Aegean 406 and we're in A319, so got to get that in there. So we can go ahead and connect now, and I'm going to go ahead and file today's flight plan. Cruising today at 30,000 feet is the plan, so let's get everything all sorted. Obviously we cannot use keyboard to type in stuff on the FMC on this aircraft because of a weird glitch that causes it to bug out. So request boarding. Actually, you know what, I'm being dumb, aren't I? Don't know, mind. 128, I haven't put on the baggage yet, and we're using Gold Air. It's weird, like, I've looked on their page, and Aegean use Gold Air, not Aegean, which is a bit odd. So today we're going from LGAV, and then we're landing at LGKR. So that's that plugged in there. Flight number today is A3406. Cost index is 30, and we're cruising at 300. Boom. A lot easier to put in on this aircraft, I've found. Right, so we actually need to get the load on actually. So let's go to load. We've got 128 passengers, so not quite full. We've got 1.3 tons of cargo on board, and fuel, block fuel is 5.2 exactly. Actually, it's 5.2 exactly if you round it, because it's 5.196. I always round because obviously it doesn't go. It only goes to 3 numbers, not 4 numbers. So I always round it to the nearest 10, and rounding it to the nearest 10 gives me exactly 5.2. So let's go ahead and load that instant. Boom. That's in the aircraft now. All of the passengers can't go in fuel. So that's done for now. Let's get the checklists up and running. We won't run with the co-pilot. I'll do it all myself. So let's run the cockpit preparation.
Cockpit preparation checklist.
Engine master.
Both off.
Engine mode selector.
Checked normal.
Parking brake.
Off.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
ECAM recall.
So I need to do that one.
Checked.
Anti-skid.
On.
Emergency lights.
Checked and armed.
No smoking signs.
On.
Air condition.
Checked.
Ventilation panel.
Is checked.
Fuel pumps.
I forgot you can't go. There's no like lower switch on this thing. You've got to do it. There's no like lower panel you can go to. The
Set
audio.
Adheres.
Checked.
Checklist complete.
Just gonna turn down the audio a minute. Also, I'll mute the microphone when I do like. Actually, no, just forget it. There should be. Yeah, it's loud enough. Okay. Just checking the stream. Got one person watching. Nothing exciting. So go back to sim brief. It says we can close the doors, so that's what. So before that, that's what I'll go onto the page of. So have a look. We'll refresh this page here. Departures are going off 3 right still, so I'll select that. And as a start, again, we don't have charts. We only have a little thing that tells us the top altitude and the bottom altitude of the SID and the star. That's what it is on their website. I've looked on charts and there's nothing there. So if I have a look at the entry altitude, I don't know what this is supposed to tell us exactly. So we're on the, what was it? It's down the P, isn't it? Here you go, Picad 1 Tango. Initial altitude, this says 9,000. Does that mean 9,000 at Picad? It does. So it's a bit of an odd one. It's not what I'm used to. 9,000 or above, 7,000 or above, 6,000 or above. So there's no actual restrictions, it's just all above. So that's fine. Also, I haven't got exact charts. I've literally just got their initial altitude after Picad. It says is 9,000 on the Picad 1 Tango, and that's literally the only info I'm given. So back to procedures now. So it also gives us a little pilot briefing. So normally they will use runway 3 even when the wind is a bit against it, and that's literally about it really in terms of the pilot briefing. So we can go ahead and start planning the route. It's not a particularly long route today. We're going from Picad and we are taking UL 53 as far as Parna. And that's literally it. It's about a 45-minute flight today, so not too long. So that's Parna out the way. And then landing, we're taking, obviously, it's only VORs and stuff. It's runway, it says 35 on the website, but in my sim and on sim brief, it said 34. So 34. There's all sorts of different VORs. So I'm just going to take Tango, I guess. I'm not really bothered. And the star is, I'm possibly going with the P as well. Yeah, it does. The Parnu 1 uniform. There it is. Boom. And we're looking, so this is saying a distance of 243 miles. SimBrief is telling me 246 miles. So, bang on. Actually, I need to, my fuel, I haven't adjusted the fuel on my flight plan. Rip. So we've only got an hour and 56 minutes of fuel, which is different to what I originally said it had. We're on Unicom, so that's good. I doubt we'll pick up much in this area. There's a couple of planes heading for or near Athens, but not a massive amount. So I think we can go ahead and start the APU now. And get the APU bleed on and all that, so that'll start up. Because we're almost finished boarding, so we may as well do the APU early, because it takes an absolute age otherwise. Also, this is now lagging in outside view because of GSX. I think GSX does push it over the limit again a bit. We'll put it up to 300. And there is something I need to do actually. I discovered a new takeoff page I hadn't discovered before. There's the flaps and all that. Obviously, it works it all out automatically in this Airbus. Right, the init page. We need to enter our block fuel, and doing that, it gives us a ton of extra things to do with how long it thinks our flight will be. So our block fuel is obviously 5.2. So we'll enter that in, and there you go. It gives us estimated trip time is 39 minutes compared to 43 on SimBrief. And that's literally all we've got. So, and there you go. That's actually 40 minutes. It reckons we'll arrive with 3 tons left when we arrive down in Corfu. So, not too bothered. We can start entering all the approach stuff as well. So, transition altitude around here I think is 5,000. Obviously no wind. 15 degrees for temperature and 1013 on the QNH, because that's what we always have. And then a radio of 200, because that's 200 feet above the airport, so it's the easiest one to go for. Right, we should have finished now, have we? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close up those doors then. But unfortunately, the cargo, we've still got, it's still a little bit delayed. The back cargo is delayed.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
Go drinking some water, because, you know, we need water. So everything's ready now. I'm going to plan mode actually and check everything. Obviously I haven't got a chance to check this again. So we go out and then turn left, which is what it actually said on the departure briefing. Is a lot of times the ATC will give us a left bank going out the airport. So there's no ATC, but that's just keeping it up, making it realistic. And then the arrival into Corfu is a VOR, mostly manual, I think, isn't it? Between the VOR and Corfu is 8 miles. Yeah, it's what I expected. 41 minutes this is now telling me it's going to take. So, you know, obviously it's getting its predictions ready. So we need to depart off on the right runway, so that one there, from that end down there. So we'll push back out right, and then we'll taxi down there and then onto the runway. That's what we'll do. So, getting ready to go with the planned departure time. We are a bit early. Planned departure time, I thought, honestly, we'd be longer than 10 minutes getting this flight set up, but obviously not. It really hasn't taken very long to get this flight set up. So, we're all ready to go. I do forget, though, how this is a lot easier aircraft to fly than the Boeing. So it reminds me, I need to arm spoilers as well. You don't arm spoilers in the Boeing on takeoff. You do in the Airbus. And there's one thing as well. Tell me if any of you guys get confused by this. There's this thing called low flight or something. I can't work it out. It's a little checklist thing that pops up called, it's like no flight or low flight, and I have to just click skip every time because I have no idea what it is. It's like the one
Before
thing I
start
haven't learned.
checklist.
It's still loud. Right, where's the sound?
Windows and doors.
Closed and locked.
APU.
APU on.
APU bleed.
On.
External power.
But I need to just turn these guys down, but I'm not sure how. Batteries, avionics, cooling, GPWS, checklist. Oh, there you go, checklist. So, let's go 70%. I want them to be quieter, because they are far too loud right now. Right, with that volume control out of the way, we can go back.
External power.
That's better. I can still hear them, but they're not stupidly loud. Right, let's go back to checklist. External power, so we need to disconnect that. Actually, that reminds me. Let's get pushback and departure ready. So we're pushing back right. No, we don't want to start engines before pushback. Okay, so we can get rid of that.
Disconnected and off.
Cabin signs.
On.
Thrust levers.
They're too quiet now, aren't they?
Parking brake.
Hello,
Set.
Captain. We're ready for pushback.
Reference.
Checked. 1013.
1013. Check. Beacon lights.
Just need to get all the lights switched on now, so it's time for the beacons.
Set
Stop
on.
moaning at me, GSX. I need to wait to remove these. Right, now I need to go back to options and check. No, not checklist. Sound, volume, and then let's put it up to 82. Let's say 82. So it's like in the middle of where we were before.
Locking gear.
So they're getting it set up now. There's the checklist stuff already. So let's go back now. Return, return, return. Checklist, and there we are. So we need to just follow what this Mr. GSX dude says. Well, I don't know. That's what I'm calling it. It's what I'm calling it.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes.
Okay, release them.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
And we start engine 2 first.
Starting engine 2.
So let's go ahead and make sure this is all tracking that we're leaving. Good. Exactly 8:44 local time. Well, here, not in the game. In the game, it's a bit after that. Oh, there's another Aegean, look, that's loaded in. They haven't actually got a flight plan yet, but interesting. They've loaded in like literally just right next to me. I'm obviously pushing back now. Let's get the flaps into flaps 1, not flaps 5. This isn't the Boeing anymore. And we can start up engine 1.
Starting number 1.
It's right confusing, because I've been flying a Boeing like so much. I'm like, because obviously they've got different flaps. You need to arm the ground spoilers and stuff like that. It's all new stuff now. It's like having to learn an aircraft again. It's not too crazy because I have had practice on this aircraft, but it is still. It's still a bit crazy. So here we are pushing back. It's all going well. Fingers crossed anyway. And stuff like that. How much is the delay? So on here we've got like 17 minutes 44, so roughly a minute delay. It's nothing crazy. I think less than a minute even. But okay. Get a slight bit of lag on the recording for some reason.
Engine 1 is stabilised.
It could be because I've changed it to 48 FPS. That could be what it is.
Set parking brakes.
Right, set parking brakes there.
Parking brakes are set.
But it's gone now. I don't know, something really odd then that was causing a slight bit of lag. It seems to when I turn on when I watch my YouTube, it seems to do it. It's not too bad, but it's a bit annoying. I don't know, it's smooth in the video. Like, I'm watching, it's smooth, so.
Unlocking gear.
There's nothing really I can do by this point about lag, but.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
It seems to be a bit better now. As long as I'm not watching my own stream, I think it's to do with the GSX. I think the GSX does actually lag out the recording a bit. Well, when I'm in the air, it's a lot better than this. But yeah, it now seems to have calmed down a bit. So, we haven't dropped any frames or anything massive, so we're fine. I stop talking about frames and all that now.
Engine mode selector.
Right.
Set.
APU.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Set off.
APU master.
Set off.
Ground spoilers.
Checked and armed.
Rudder trim.
Checked 0.
Pitch trim.
Oh dear, yep. There you go.
Flight controls.
We don't need to check those because, well, the
Flaps.
flight controls.
Flaps 1.
Anti-ice.
Off.
ECAM status.
Checked.
ECAM door page.
Need to check the door page. That's the wrong page.
Checked.
Hand signal.
Received.
Checklist complete.
So off we go now, we can taxi, just checking that this virtual Aegean is actually working. Good, it is. So let's go ahead and leave. Also, got to get used to as well, normally when I fly the Airbus, it's with the CFM engines. This Aegean is equipped with IAE engines, so takes some getting used to. It will. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it into bottom quality. On the what I'm watching on, because I don't really care about
flight.
watching the video. There's that low flight look.
Brake check.
Pedal pressed. Checked 0.
Check. Auto brakes.
Max.
Takeoff data.
Reviewed.
MCU.
Checked.
Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. PO config.
Checked no blue.
Checklist complete.
So we're gonna go in Delta. That's the plan, I think. Go down Delta. Yeah, now I'm watching in like bottom quality because I only want to see the chat. I don't actually want to see the video. So, right, here you go. Go down Delta now, all the way to the end of the runway, I think. Yep. That's the plan. So, here we are, just taxiing down the runway in a lovely little A319 on the first flight of today, which is to Corfu, and then we're going on to Thessaloniki afterwards. So, enjoy the stream, guys. I'm enjoying it, definitely. I love making these little flights and streams, especially on a Saturday. We're back, Saturday morning flying's back. Obviously, it's a bit of a break, and then we started with Saturday afternoon flying. We did the lovely 4-hour stream with Delta Virtual. So that's what I thought. I thought it'd be a good idea. So I can get Simbrief back up now, actually. Okay, so I'm just checking. I like the camera views to all be like max zoomed out. There's the. Is that Aegean leaving already? It is as well. Yeah. Okay. Where is he going? LGIR. And there's also a plane that's landed as well. So it's quite busy on the ground at the moment in Athens. In terms of Corfu, we've got 2 planes from Gatwick, neither of which have left yet. And Gatwick's 2.5, 3 hours away. So we'll be there ahead of them by far. Right. Oh, it's lovely I can do this outside cam though and still get 60 FPS now. Right, go down full length of the runway, I think. I'm wondering whether to do flex or just toga. I don't know how long the runway is here, actually. I'm just going to refresh it as well. So, it refreshes every hour, I think. It's been over an hour now since it last refreshed. So, I don't know why it hasn't refreshed. I think it refreshes every, 10-2, when it's currently, just gone 850 Zulu, no, 750 Zulu, and it last refreshed at 650. Obviously, it might take a bit of time to get it up. But, we'll wait and see. It's quite a nice little taxi along here. It's not too big, is it? Not too big a taxi. Got no blue or anything. Let's go ahead and put on before takeoff tech. Let's check
Flight
this now.
attendants, seats for takeoff. Before takeoff checklist.
Brake temperature.
Checked.
Brake fans.
Off.
Engine mode selector.
Checked normal.
TCAS.
TARA tilt above.
Exterior lights.
So we need to get these set up actually, so. I'm
Set
not a
on.
master at which
Sliding
what they need to be on.
Stowed.
Stowed. Checklist complete.
So there you go, we're ready to take off now, so we're into the next page of checklist. It's just saying take off thrust, so as soon as we set take off thrust, that's when the next bit of the checklist will fire up. So we are coming along to, what's it, it's Delta 2, and then we'll go on to the runway. I haven't got any ground charts, but I have got I've got a Google Maps drawing sort of thing on the briefing page of the Greece Vatsim page. So I've got, and there's little green circles about where the stands are, but I haven't really got much else than that. So it's not great, but it's better than nothing. Right, so make sure everything's all good. Spoilers and arms and all that, no blue but there, so we're ready to go. So after 27 minutes of streaming, we're going to go ahead and get in the air. So here we are on the runway. Make sure we're on the centre line. Here we are, ready. Right, let's go up to 1.2 on this engine, isn't it? There's no percentages. There's the M1%. Right, up. Now, initial power and
Take off.
toga.
Man, toga, SRS and
I
runway.
thought, why not do toga?
Power set.
Let's pass that. This aircraft's 100 knots, obviously. 100 knots there.
Checked.
Start the clock, actually. V1.
Rotate.
Rotate. Nice.
Positive climb.
Let's put
Gear
the plan. Gate's going up.
Gear up.
Navigation.
Check.
And obviously the clock started too, which is good. We'll start. I'll do mostly manual flying for this first bit actually, because it's quite a sharp left-hand turn, which I think I'm going to do manually. So here we are out of Athens. Look at that lovely scenery. Never flown around Greece in the flight sim, so it's nice. Still climbing quite high, and we need to be above 3,000 feet, and then we can start easing off. There you go, easing off there.
Flap 0.
There's flap 0.
Flap to 0.
And on the spoilers now. Put the plane back up a little bit. Getting a little bit of turbulence actually. So, which is weird. There's no wind, but somehow I'm getting turbulence. Because obviously I'm controlling it. There's no autopilot yet. So it's impossible for me not to be. Right, let's put it back now.
Climb thrust.
To climb thrust. Actually, may as well. I'm not going to do that
Take off
manually.
checklist.
I'm not going to do that manually. There's no point.
Engine mode selector.
Check normal.
Spoilers.
Disarmed.
Flaps.
Check retracted.
Landing gear.
Gear up. Lights off.
Exterior lights.
Right, I need to get these off now.
Set off.
Packs.
Both on.
Anti-ice.
Off.
TCAS.
Checked.
Altimeter.
Standard.
Checklist complete.
Lovely. So that is it now. We're away. So look at us away from Athens now on our lovely flight, which will take us about 40-ish minutes. So good. Just check that virtual Aegean thing is actually working. Good, it is. Lovely. Don't want it to go really wrong. You really don't want that, obviously. Oh, a plane's just loaded in actually on Corfu. Going to another Greek airport by the looks of it. It's going to Rhodes. And both Gatwick planes haven't left yet, so we're guaranteed to be there ahead of them. Right, I can cross off the Athens page now. Okay, these have refreshed. And they're now using runway 17 down at Corfu, not 34.
Passing 10,000 feet.
Lights off.
Off.
So that's interesting. We need to change our route going into Corfu now. So that's nice. Right, so changing it now. I'm going to use the Parnu 1 Papa now instead, which has unfortunately made our journey a bit longer. But there's something I can do, is there? That's the runway they're using now down at Corfu, so nothing I can do. It is also a bit of an annoying approach. Like, I have to just suddenly turn at last minute, I think. Actually, that's in 40-mile range. It's still a bit off, so it's going to require it's a bit of a difficult approach, that one. It's a bit annoying that they're now arriving on runway 17, really. It's because the wind's changed from being calm to there actually being wind now. because obviously it's circling once we circle runway 17 to land, or we land straight away on VOR 35. Yeah, it's a left-hand circuit, so that's what we're doing. So unfortunately, we are going to have to circle the airport, which has added about 30 miles onto our route. But there's literally nothing I can do, because that's just what they decided to start using all of a sudden. Let's get the seatbelts off now. A bit unfortunate. Just refresh Thessaloniki, that hasn't changed. A bit annoying about Corfu, that, but so it does mean we're about to change our route a little bit. There's A and there's B. I'm not sure which one suits us best. Like, I think they're about the same. So there's A and there's B in terms of the approach. They're literally the same. They look the same anyway. There doesn't appear to be much difference, does there? And that's all the approaches they've got then. So obviously runway 34 does look like it's the best one. We'll try the NDB runway 16. They've got that as well. That adds a ton of distance, so we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be doing the VOR B, I think. And the only par name star we've actually got. A bit unfortunate, obviously we had to extend our route that much, but that's how it works. When you fly online, they have to... I mean, it does mean that now it's at least less faffy. If we do come across another plane leaving Corfu, we haven't got the stupidity of having to deal with some plane coming the other way on the runway, because that would get super dumb on that sim, I can guarantee. Something like that is never going to go well on that sim, ever. It's just not going to go well. So maybe it's for the best that doesn't happen. That engine is super loud. There's Athens, look. So we've left Athens. And now we're swirling round. So look, there's 3 planes now from London Gatwick heading for oh, never mind, there's only 2. One of them just disconnected. And also there's a plane on the ground at Corfu right now. But because they're all coming from Gatwick, the one that's only just left now will still arrive like 2 hours after me. So it doesn't matter. But obviously that plane from Rhodes might still be on the ground when we get there. That Aegean has also left, actually. Where was that Aegean going after? It's going to Heraklion. But it does mean, though, that making this longer means the stream will be longer, because, well, that's a really good thing, right? Because who doesn't like watching Mad Chili streams? Well, I do anyway. I like watching Mad Chili streams. Who knows about anybody else, but I do. But hopefully that it doesn't change its mind again, that procedure. It was 43 minutes ago that it did it. I will check the wind, actually, so... LG, was it KR? It's not KR, is it? Oh, it is KR. got it right. It's variable now. It's gone to variable, so that means it's changing a lot. So I'm gonna go off what the website says because, well, it's the Greek Vatsim thing. It's everybody that flies on Vatsim in Greece should be using this website. And if they are using this website, that's what they'll be doing. Unless it's ATC, they'll be doing what the website says, and it says to arrive and depart from runway 17 now. That's what it says. So that's what the pilots should be following. Never know. Here we are passing, well, 28,000 feet almost, so we're almost at cruise. We will be at cruise for a bit longer than planned now, I think. Obviously, given the new the change to our plans. Obviously, the original plan was to land on 3-4, so they have changed the plan. So I might have to wait. I don't know when they'll update the Corfu briefing again. If I try entering Corfu again, I wonder if it'll give me a different briefing. No, it still gives me the same, the latest one, so it doesn't seem to matter, does it? So there's, I should get a contrail now. There's my contrail, look. There's our lovely little A319 from Aegean. Lovely little plane, I think. I really like the A319, A320 family. It's a really nice little plane. I really like the Airbus, actually. It's a really lovely plane. After let's put the TCAS into standard mode now. Because obviously we're not going up or down anymore, so I may as well do that. I'm not sure if it's automatic. Right, there's 30,000. So that's cruise. We've got 150 miles at cruise now. So sit back and relax. 150 miles of cruising above Greece. We've got a very strong headwind as well, just to add to the problems, which means we're going a lot slower than we should be. And that's not going to change anytime soon, I don't think. So yeah, this flight is like going to take as long as it possibly will, because we've got a headwind, and we've got the issue of having to circle round Corfu before landing, which originally wasn't planned, so it added about 30 miles to our route. So, nice. But it doesn't really matter, does it? Also, I just discovered, I've looked at the homepage of Aegean Virtual. That other plane that was also on the ground is also from Aegean Virtual. That's interesting. Shows that people are using it, I guess. So we're here at 30,000. Everything's set up and ready. So I don't really know what to do. We're just going to sit here now. Enjoy the play. Let's do a quick status check on the aircraft. It's all coming back normal, which is good. That's like the recall system on the Boeing. I mean, I've got a little checklist here, look, but there's not a lot on it. It's just we haven't got any warning lights or anything, have we? Nothing that shouldn't be there, basically. I think I'm just looking for. I'll have a check back at 8:20 Zulu to check if Corfu has had an update. There was a METAR update at 7:50, but it's saying it was updated at 7:20 still. Let's have a little look at landing. There you go. Because of where the objects are on landing, that's why we have to do that really weird. Like, we have to turn very suddenly before landing. That's why we have to do that. So we might be in for a bit of a rough one. Because obviously I might have to do an auto land or something like that. I'm not sure if you can do. Can you do an auto land on a VOR? You might not be able to. And then obviously Thessaloniki later. I'm just going to check. I think we've got ILSs and stuff down at Thessaloniki, haven't we? Have a check. So routes. No. Where is it? I'm trying to find it. Procedures or something. I don't know. Just leave that. And let's have a look. So what? Obviously, there's a little gate chart here that tells us. So there's the gate that Thomas Cook is on there is at gate 1. So I think plan is the Aegean virtual says it's close to the terminal. So I think our plan is stand 6 because it's one of the bigger stands and it's quite close to the terminal. So I think the plan is stand 6. So we'll land in, taxi off, and then down and then onto runway. So that's the plan, I think. Looking at those, but it's not really a chart. It's a Google Maps thing. Whatever it is, it's some sort of Google Maps map of the airport sort of thing. There is a satellite feature, but unfortunately the satellite map is like so pixelated I cannot tell what is going on in it. So it's pointless. This plane does sound quite quiet though. I think it could be to do with the fact we're not going massively fast, are we? Because of the headwind that we've got. It has changed slightly, that headwind. It's slightly less of a headwind once we turned after Picard. We've got 115 miles left to cruise. Wow, that went quick. We've already done like 35 miles. That's actually gone quite quick. We've only been in the air like 16 minutes. Crazy. So looking at this, we'll be at Corfu 2 hours before the Gatwick flights, so there's no problem there. Obviously there is the flight from Rhodes, and I don't know what time that's planning on leaving. It's been connected for 20 minutes, and it's flying on to Rhodes, to Thomas Cook. Was it A321, did it say? Or, no, it's an A320/N. Does that mean Neo? That's the equipment, obviously, the /N, but it doesn't really make any sense. There's a Boeing 737 very close to where I am. That is at Zakynthos. Zakynthos? I don't know. No clue. But we need to wait for, obviously, that's Thomas Cook, so there might be something on the ground when we arrive. But we might, I don't know, if it's taking off at the same time as us, obviously we'll have to watch that. But it might not be taking off at the same time as us. We'll have to watch it. And as far as the website is aware, we've still got the same runway assignments, so it's a bit of a shame. I would have rather land on the other one. But the thing is, because at Corfu they always use runway 17 to take off. It's the only runway they can really use. Well, 16. I don't know. There's a bit of an error on the website, but they can only use that runway at Corfu because of obviously it's very hang mountainous it is out of 3.5, and I think it's quite bumpy as well. I remember when I went to Corfu, we definitely took off. I think we actually took off on the one that they don't normally take off on, which is 3.5. But the only reason I ended up going on, I think I'm positive I actually did go off 3.5, not 17, because I remember taxiing. We had to taxi actually that's probably why they've done it in the sim. Because if you take off from 3.5, the aircraft I was on had to back taxi down the entire runway. That is stupidly inefficient. The aircraft must have been on the runway for so much longer than it needed to, because it needs to taxi down the runway at 20, 30 knots. It's come on. This is pointless. Why are you doing that? So that's probably why they've done it in they've either fixed it now the summer months are calming down a bit, or obviously the Greek air traffic control. That obviously it's Vatsim. It's not real life. That website, it's the Vatsim website. So maybe they know that it's a terrible idea to have that like it is in real life. So therefore they've gone with the much more sensible option. "95 miles to descent." So we might have to stick with, because I don't think they're going to refresh it until about 9:20. Well, 9:20 for me, 8:20 for Zulu, because they're in separate times. I have to get used to it as well, because Zulu is really confusing because it doesn't change all year. Zulu's the same, but obviously like certain time zones change. So sometimes I'm like, Zulu time is the same as me, or it's an hour ahead, or it's 2 hours ahead, or something. I don't know. But at the moment it's like an hour behind. Oh, I do like this. So we're in between like this weird sort of river bit here. And I'm actually really liking the little bits. You know, I've never flown over Greece in the sim before, so it's quite interesting. All these nice. Obviously, Corfu's an island. I don't think Thessaloniki's an island, is it? No, it isn't. But Corfu is. I don't know why I called. Oh,
Hello, Captain. Would you like some coffee? Here you are. Enjoy.
that's the first time I've ever heard that about the headphones. And also, they asked for a coffee and did a headphone announcement at exactly the same time, which is not great. Obviously, it's a bit stupid. It's actually really stupid, but okay. I'm just going to ignore that and how ridiculous that is. Also, since when do people offer headphones on a 40-minute flight? Like, what's that? First class service? Like, since when? And I think Aegean are like the Greek national carrier, aren't they? But they're not like that. They're not like that posh. I mean, like, if you're in first class, do they have? I think they have only economy on this plane. I think we have only economy. I assume there's no real interior on this plane. There's just like weird little seats, but there's the flight people, obviously. I quite like the Aegean livery. It's quite nice. When I went to Corfu, actually, a couple of months ago now, I saw like an Aegean retro livery on one of the planes, and it looked really nice. Proper nice. Should have taken a photo. I never bring a camera or something like that though. So where's that plane? Oh wow, there's two on the ground now, down at Corfu. Let's have a check at the gates then. Oh no, come on! Oh, never mind. No, they're using gate 4. I thought that was gate 6 then for a minute. I was like, phew. They're using a smaller gate. CCA, is that like Air Canada or something? I'm positive that was like Air Canada. CCA. It is a aircraft type unknown. And okay, so I don't think they've filed a flight plan yet, so the game doesn't actually know. Well, no, that spy or anything doesn't know what type of aircraft they are. So who likes doing it? Like, I've been scheduling streams at the moment. Who actually likes me scheduling streams? I quite like it. You know, obviously I get to plan out what I'm doing. Like 2 days before. It's a little bit excessive maybe, but you know. Right, it's been 3 minutes, so there you go. Oh, they're going to Athens, and they're a 737. Okay, So they're the same type of plane as me. Well, no, different type of plane. They're going the same route, but back. So they're going to Athens, and they're a 737. I'm positive the CCA was Air Canada. I have got a little tool here that tells me, the aviation code website, it tells me what code a certain plane is. So if I enter CCA, submit, Air China. Okay. Okay. I don't know why they're flying an Air China 737 round in Greece, but that really doesn't make any sense. I'm fairly sure Air Canada don't fly. No, Air China fly between Corfu and Athens. Athens is now really busy actually. Thessaloniki is really quiet still. There's a lot of flights just from Athens to like Gatwick and stuff. No, that was Corfu I was talking about. Whatever. Right, it's now coming up on like 9:20 or whatever. No, 8:20 Zulu, so it might change. That briefing, it might not. I don't know. How's the Thessaloniki briefing? That hasn't changed, has it? Nope. So here we are, just piloting this little plane along. How far we got until descent now? Just 50 miles. Not far. Let's put that down then. So we need to be. There's no restrictions, is there? So, and the ground altitude is literally 6, so 0 basically. So I can just put that all the way down to 0 really. Let's put it down to 2,000, which is the or above altitude on the VOR. That's after. Really, I will be taking an awful lot of the landing manual to make sure I'm ready for the landing. That's what's going to happen, I think. How long's the runway? I don't imagine it being that long, really. Just so I know what auto brakes to use. Does it tell me? I'm not sure if it does tell me. What's the go-around altitude as well? I need to know that. Oh, 4,000. There it is. 4,000. That's the go-around altitude. Again, a thing that's actually quite useful to know. So there's still 2 planes on the ground down at Corfu, so it might be a bit busy when we get down there, eventually. Sandwiches? Oh, come on. Ugh. They're getting all the luxury service. I bet they're free sandwiches as well, not like the £6 ones that you have to buy. I don't know, Ryanair did some nice sandwiches though. They do some good. They did mess up my order though. Oh, here you go, I'm in range of Corfu, look. So there's the... Oh, I don't want to take a look at the airport, really. Block. There's the Thomas Cook. There's the the 737's on the runway. Right now, it's on the runway. So hopefully it's actually taking off and not, being irritating. Because if it isn't on the runway, that might be a pain. Like if it's just sitting there on the runway. Obviously, I don't think there's collisions with other people, so I could just go straight through that person if they're still on the runway, but it's a bit of a pain. Right, it's now 8:22 Zulu, so let's go ahead and check. Obviously, I've tried refreshing the page, I haven't got anything new. Refresh this, we haven't got anything new on here, so I'm guessing that is still, even though it's been an hour, that's still the thing they're using. The descent preparation checklist is coming up in 25 miles. Yeah, there you go. That Air China plane has now left Corfu. So only the Thomas Cook is on the ground there now. Only the Thomas Cook. Nobody else. And Pardon is actually our arrival waypoint, and that's where we're starting our descent. So that's a bit odd. And we've only got 110 miles to go, so we are descending. Well, that means it's going to be quite a sharp descent then. Like we go exactly 30,000 feet in 80 miles. The Boeing would do that in about 105. I That's what I always find about the Airbus. So it's like compared to the Boeing, which I've got used to flying now, it's a bit more quick in its descent. It's a bit more like on it. For some reason, but it is. But really, if I wanted to change what runway I was landing on now, I don't think I'd even be able to, because I would have already had to start descending otherwise, because it saves me like 30 miles. So I'd already be descending by this point, so I'd be so far above my descent path, you know, I'm going to have to commit to going runway 34 now, even if it does suddenly change at last minute. Which will be a bit annoying if there are planes on the ground down there, but there's nothing I can really do. So just 22 miles until my descent now. So let's go ahead and I'm going to type it on. So there's so many people around Corfu. So Corfu traffic. Descending from flight level 300. Landing on VOR. 16. No, 17. No, it is 16. So I'm gonna do that. ETA is, what's the ETA of this plane? So this plane is saying 8:15. So in game time that is 11 minutes. Are you sure, game? I don't trust that. I don't trust 11 minutes. No way. No way is it going to be 11 minutes. Or 12 minutes now. It's saying 12 minutes. I reckon it'll be longer than that. I'll say 15 minutes. ETA is 15 minutes. That's what I'll say. So the Thomas Cook is still on the ground down there, so... The descent preparation check is we've got to do in like 2 miles. Well, wow, my cup just stuck to my coaster and then the coaster just banged down. So if that just happened to deafen people watching, sorry.
Descent preparation check.
It was quite loud, I think.
Seatbelt signs.
Auto.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Landing information.
Received.
Altimeter.
Standard.
Landing elevation.
Checked.
Error radio.
Did I already set that? Oh, it was because I changed the runway, wasn't it? Dope.
Set.
Checklist complete.
So they can set that to below now. Because we are getting ready to descend very soon. So I don't think they haven't refreshed that page, have they? Oh, come on. It's just changed now to arrivals on 3-5. Are you serious? And that's taken 36 minutes for it to tell me. Oh, that is so annoying. But there's nothing I can do about it now, though, because I'm so close to the airport. Look, I'm less than 40 miles away from the airport in terms of direct. So there's nothing I can do about it. I'd be too high at this point. That is right annoying. Really annoying. That is extremely annoying. Because obviously that would have made our flight a lot easier. Right, I'm not trusting that briefing page anymore, because it's like taken 36 minutes to give me the latest info. That's really annoying. Like 36 minutes it took to get the latest info. That's just mean. So I'm just gonna use that spy from now on. I don't trust that now. Oh, I've missed my descent as well while going on about that.
Initiating descent.
Rip.
FMA check.
Radar tilt.
Set below.
Absolute rip. And 2,800, I thought it was 2,000, but it's 2,800 the L's tube we're going down to. Absolute rip. I need to put down spoilers actually to increase our rate of descent, because I messed it up. We've managed to slow it down now and catch back up with ourselves after messing it up a little bit. That's a bit annoying, obviously, but it does mean now I'm going to be taking off in the same direction as that Thomas Cook will be. No, I'll be landing on the same direction that Thomas Cook will be taking off, which is an awful lot easier, because that Thomas Cook still hasn't left the ground, so... Also, I'm extremely close to that Air China plane. Oh, never mind, it's like 10,000 feet below me. It's okay. I mean, it's obviously too far away for it to pop up in my TCAS anyway, so let's put it down to 10 nautical mile range now. So this is a bit annoying. There's the port area, like, sort of thing. So when I went up from my hotel, I saw planes, like, circling over to land. This is basically what I'll be doing, which is a bit odd. It's quite funny. But I'm right by that other plane now, but we're 10,000 feet apart, so it's okay. Right, there's the Thomas Cook still hasn't left its gate, so I'm hoping that obviously means... that obviously should mean that it will not make it to the runway before me, because I've only got 60 miles to go now. I'm not actually that far away, so... It is really silly, though. I've still got 60 miles to go, and the airport is literally, like... round, basically the airport final, I'll know how to recognise it, because the airport final is actually between mountains and a river. It's in a very odd place, Corfu Airport. But obviously now I'm heading in completely the wrong direction for the airport. The airport's literally along that way. Probably somewhere in there, I think it is, or somewhere along there. Not entirely sure. Or I know that that was irritating. That sudden change. I'm just gonna hope now that Thomas Cook was on Unicom, because obviously I'm landing, so I should get priority really. So as long as that Thomas Cook was on Unicom like they should have been, it's okay. Well, that Thomas Cook still hasn't actually left its gate, so I think we should be fine. We should manage. Fingers crossed. And toes crossed or something. There's a little announcement from Smartcast telling I'm at 18,000 feet, which has no significance unless you're flying in America, which is obviously the transition altitude across all of America. So the whole 43-minute planned flight time, I think, will extend up to about 50 minutes. That's, I think, roughly 50 minutes we're looking at. It's a bit of a shame, but oh well. What are you going to do about it? It's the wind's fault. And that website's fault for not... Oh, there you go, the Thomas Cook is actually on the move now. And also, I've only just realised that Corfu Airport looks nothing like it does in real life, because in real life it's got weird, like, little circular gates. Yeah, they're not in the sim. But, okay. It does look a bit different, but whatever. I don't know, I don't expect, unless you buy scenery, you can never expect default scenery to look the same. There was actually Aerosoft Corfu, but I'm not spending like 20 quid on scenery. There's no point. Like, if the airport's there in the game, why do you need to spend £20 on to make it look a bit better? And all it will end up doing is probably make my sim perform worse, so it's not worth it. Right, 14,000, let's get the seatbelts on before we start making this sudden turn up here. because we're only 40 miles out now, so... Yeah, 40 nautical miles from Corfu Airport, landing VOR 16. So I'm really not very far out now. So hopefully that Thomas Cook will be on Unicom and it won't take off and it'll let me go. I don't know, it might have time. I think it'll have time to take off actually before I get down. I mean, I've still got 37 miles. That really should be long enough, shouldn't it? 37 miles for a plane to take off. So it should be fine. Right, we're coming up on 11,000 now. So let's get the landings. I can get the landing system in after 10,000. So you get the landing, so the checklist says landing lights, and at the same time, without telling you, the automatic checklist will switch on the landing system, but I'm not using automatic checklist, I'm using the proper checklist, which means it'll do that. There's 10,000 feet, so it's going to start slowing us down now, so I can flick that on, flick the landing system on, and then get the speed brake out to slow us down to below 250 knots. And we've fallen way below our glide path now because of that. But never mind. We're 30 miles out. Obviously I can't spell Corfu.
Lights
There you go.
on.
Right, they're telling us to put the lights on, so the speed brakes are still out in full because we are a bit off. Right, that Thomas Cook might have left by now. It's actually waiting. Okay, it's waiting by the runway, so that suggests either it's running through some kind of checklist or they're waiting for me. There's no need to wait for me, I don't think. I think that'll still be about 5 minutes yet.
Stowed. Cabin signs.
Checked.
Nav accuracy.
Checked.
Bearer reference.
Standard.
Checklist complete.
I can get rid of the speed brakes now because we're actually below 8,000 feet now, and that was the approach checklist that was done
Flight
just then.
attendants, prepare for landing.
So there's that little announcement there to say that they are still waiting. So they might be waiting for me. I don't know. They're not going to see me butter. Put it that way. I'm not going to butter this landing. I don't think. 24 miles away. So yeah, I think roughly just under 50 minutes this flight will be. So not too long. And then we've also got a second flight to do then, down to Thessaloniki, which should again be about the same in length. We've just hit a decel point. That was quick. Already. We haven't hit decel yet. We're still 22 miles away. Okay. Saying that, I think it probably wants us to get it slowed down, doesn't it? Okay, so we'll leave the landing system off. They're lining up and waiting now. But I'm going to have to switch off that, I think. And go, just follow this instead.
Speed check. Flaps 1.
Why isn't this sticking to a particular path? I don't know. It's not actually going down anymore. I think, I have to take manual control. Because this isn't sticking with its plan. It's not actually descending properly. Oh, it is now. It's trying to catch back up with its vertical deviation thing. I won't go any more now on the flaps. I'll just leave it in flaps number 1 while this plane descends. Descending as best it can, really. So I think now that Thomas Cook should be... Oh, I hope it leaves quickly. Otherwise it's not going to go well, because I'm very close now. Just 15 miles. So hopefully it decides to leave. There we go, we've caught back up on that now.
Checked. 1013.
1013. Checked.
We've caught back up on our vertical deviation thing there, which is obviously good. And then we can proceed on a little bit, and then it's a very sharp turn last minute. Just a very sharp last minute turn, so I have to watch that. So we're descending down with the plane. I'm really hoping that Thomas Cook is in the air by now. It is in the air, good. Happy about that. That means I won't be end up being, you know, like smashed by it or anything. Won't end up crashing into it. It's good. No problems then. It's already left, which means we have a nice empty Corfu airport for ourselves as well. Right, actually, let's go ahead and get the landing sorted. Apparently there's only 2 gates, which is a bit odd, because I was able to see a lot more than 2 gates when I was on that down there, but whatever. We're using, is it Gold Air again? I think it was Gold Air. But obviously we'll have to use one of the 2 gates it says there are. Despite the fact that I know for a fact, even from looking at the scenery, there are more than 2. But obviously this is adamant that there is only 1. For some reason. Okay, so I think
Speed
time
check,
to go.
Flaps 2. Speed check, flaps 3.
There's a bit of turbulence. I'm gonna take control now of the plane, because
Autopilot off.
all brakes can go to medium, I think. So just slow the plane down, make sure it keeps up with its plan. Let's put this up to 4,000. I want to keep up with what the plane says we should be doing. This is a bit of an odd landing. I'm not normally doing it manual from 7 miles out, but I'm having to today. There's 2,500. So the vertical deviation thinks I'm too high, but I'm probably going to end up following the vertical deviation because I have no clue what else to do. But I am still a bit low though, considering... Gotta remember this airport is still... Also, again, it said we had to turn right at a very, like, sharp point because of mount... Oh, maybe those. They're the obstacles, possibly. Still not massive though, are they? There's the airport, look, so it is a bit of a weird landing. This looks almost nothing like real life, but...
Speed.
Whatever. Oh no. Right, let's give it a little bit of power then.
Speed.
Stop
Speed.
moaning at me, aircraft.
Speed.
I'm increasing the speed, don't worry. That's what I hate about the Airbus, it just moans at you going, speed, speed, speed. Like, come on. I'm increasing the throttle, it's fine, game, it's fine. Don't need to shout at me.
Gear down.
Gear
Is it-
down.
The game's getting me to put the gear down now, okay? Spoilers as well for landing. We're aiming for a smooth landing, we'll probably end up with
Landing
not a
checklist.
smooth landing.
Landing gear.
But there is the gear down.
Landing gear.
Down and locked. 3 greens.
Ground spoilers.
Checked and armed.
Auto brakes.
Medium.
Exterior lights.
I've got to do that, haven't I, as
Speed.
well. Why is it moaning at me now?
Speed.
Exterior
Speed.
lights.
Stop moaning at me,
Speed.
game. I'm doing the exterior lights as well. Don't worry, game.
Set.
Go around altitude.
Checked.
Landing memo.
Checked. No blue.
Checklist complete.
We need to start turning at some point as well. According to vertical deviation, I'm too high. According to the actual aircraft, the other bit on the aircraft, I'm too low. No, I think actually I'm going to stick with the vertical deviation because I'm not very far off the airport now. It's probably going to be the most messy landing ever, this, but who cares? It's a bit of a weird approach, so that's why I can blame it on, I think. The fact that this approach is actually really odd. It's not normal. Right, we're turning the plane around now.
Speed. 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 Speed.
Bit off course there. It's a
Speed.
less sharp turn
Speed.
than the game sort of.
Speed.
How do you think it
Speed.
is?
Speed.
Stop moaning at me, game,
Speed.
please. I'm
Speed.
putting in power now.
Speed.
Don't worry, game. It is a bit of a mess, but who cares? Put it on 1,000 now.
1,000.
Yeah, there's 1,000. We are a little bit too high. Not a lot, though. Can easily make that up. Oh, slightly too high, like slightly too fast as well. This might be a rough landing. It looks like it could be one.
500.
There's 500.
400. 300 above.
Sink rate.
I'm getting sink rate warning now.
200 minimum.
200.
Continue.
Here's the touchdown zone. Just here, we need to get on the
100.
touchdown zone. Well, try and get as close to it as possible.
70. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
30.
5.
20.
Ground spoilers.
5.
Reverse sprint.
Right. Stop.
70 knots.
Reverses can come back in.
Manual brakes.
Auto brakes off.
We've done it. And now, this is what I meant, look. The plane having to back taxi down the runway, look.
After landing checklist.
Go, turn the plane round. Hello everybody and welcome to Corfu. After 52 minutes of flying. Nice. A little bit longer than planned that flight obviously, but oh well. Right, I'm pretty sure there's something I'm meant to do here on the checklist, aren't I?
Exterior lights.
Set.
Ground spoilers.
Checked retracted.
Engine mode selector.
Checked normal.
Flaps.
Checked retracted.
TCAS.
Get that off.
Set off.
Brake temperature.
Checked.
APU.
Set on.
Checklist complete.
Right. Go ahead and taxi towards the apron now. So we've got to go along a runway, which is the dumbest thing ever. But that's how it works here at Corfu Airport. Right, let's check how good our landing was. It was minus 204, bounced, and then minus 181. So it'll take the heavier of those two, obviously. So minus 204, pretty soft-ish landing. It's not great. I'm never great at landing this plane, but there you go. Right, we're going to vacate off the runway now. We've actually back-taxied along the entire length of the runway, because that's how it is here at Corfu for some reason. But we're off the runway now. We're on the ground, that's all that matters. So, that's the gate we're planning on landing at, I think, here. Obviously, there are a ton more gates, but obviously JSX doesn't recognise those, maybe, I'm not really sure. Obviously, this still looks nothing like the real-life Corfu airport, but who cares. Still got the little marshaller person who shall direct us in. There you go, there's the numbers. Oh, hang on a minute, why has it changed to foot all of a sudden? It's actually changed its measurement all of a sudden. Been directed in by this guy. He's not saying stop yet, so I won't stop, obviously. And that's it, we're down. There you go, the engine's a bit too far, he says. Okay. After land checklist now.
Parking brake and chocks.
Chocks are set. Parking brakes released.
Engine master.
Both off.
Seatbelt signs.
Set off.
Beacon lights.
Set off.
Exterior lights.
Set off.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Fuel pumps.
Set off.
Checklist complete.
That's it, lovely, we are down. So let's go ahead and get the boarding underway. So there you go, 128. Set. See, look at that parking was. Nice, that's bang on actually. Nice parking. What did he mean I parked a bit, so he said I parked a bit too far, but according to the marking that is, like, exact. So I don't really know what that's about. Right, I can now end this flight here, file PIREP. There we go, wait, refresh, and there's our next flight, so, that we're doing. So I can go ahead and, not cross off sim brief, I want to go new flight. I want to view the new flight now on here as well, which is, I can disconnect from Vatsim actually. View Corfu to Thessaloniki. And then we've got, what do we want? Got an A319 on board, so we 114 passengers this time, so a bit less. So let's go ahead and enter the new flight sim. So we are A3087, departing from KR, and we're landing at LGTS. A319, what was it? It was FSX. GDF, no, DGF, is it? That's the aircraft. Yes, that is the aircraft. Call sign is Aegean 087. Departing off, this says again 16 still. This still says 16. That's what SimBrief is saying, so that's what I'll go with. Passengers, we've only got 114 this time. So somehow even less. Cargo. Ooh. We have 0.8. So let's go ahead and generate an OFP from that. I forgot to put in the cost index, didn't I? It's going to select 15 as automatic, but that's not what we want. And here's our route that we've got. I actually forgot to select the route as well. I forgot to select what route I wanted. So there you go, cost index 30, right, route. So we've got 179 miles. This is obviously that one. So this is actually the shortest. Got no SAR out of the airport, but who cares? Right, so generate that. It's 180 miles, so a lot shorter than the one we just did.
Thank you.
So it's fetching all the stuff that we need. I'm gonna check the weather manually this time, and that's saying that agrees with the 16, and then LGTS it is 250 at 4 knots. This is saying, so it might be a different runway. The route hasn't changed though, so I'll start that immediately on Aegean Virtual. We're cruising at 230, so I'll enter that in and start. And I need to file a new thing on Vatsim now. So entering all this in. Enter all this in. What time are we leaving? Planned. Yeah, I think I can make. Let's delay it 5 minutes. Cruise speed is actually going to be quite slow, isn't it? This is still saying about 425 knots, but I don't really believe it. I'm going to say 415 knots. Right, file flight plan. Oh, actually, I haven't entered fuel. We're actually taking more fuel, despite the fact that it's a 10-minute shorter flight. That doesn't make any sense. So we can close that now, connect to Vatsim. Aegean 087, file the flight plan. That's all good to go. We're going to start entering the new flight plan in actually. So from LGKR,
Thank you for a wonderful flight.
to LGTS. We are A3087.
Thank you. Bye, thank you.
Cost next 30 and 230 today. And block fuel is 5.22. What in bad format, okay. Just 5.2 then. So we start this, so departing off runway 16, taking the, we're not taking any SID, we're landing runway 16, but I think 3-4 is better, so no, 9 and 9, they're both 9, so we'll go with the one that's planned, which was, actually, yeah, 16 has got an ILS as well, so they might want to use that anyway. So that comes to that sort of, so we need to go to YNN straight after departure. And after I've finished all this, we'll start boarding the passengers. So YNN, and from YNN we're taking M600 as far as Lupos. And that's again it. Very short route. So insert that now. We've got 185 miles. Air distance, I think, was like 179 or something. It might have changed. 189. So it's good enough. Flat to 1 for takeoff. Obviously 5,000 /0 and all that kind of stuff. The stuff that doesn't change because we're using default weather. So that's all entered in now, so we need to go over to the load page now. And we're using, this time, 5.22 on the fuel, so slightly more fuel, slightly less cargo, so 0.8. and 114 passengers. So again, slightly less passengers.
100 above.
Don't know why it just said 100 above. Then there was no reason for it to say that, but okay, it did. For no obvious reason. Right, checklist. Go back a page. The EPU's actually still fired up. We'll just leave it on. We may as well, because it's going to be a very short turnaround. Right, well
Cockpit
that's going on.
preparation checklist.
Request boarding.
Engine master.
Both off.
Engine mode selector.
Checked normal.
Parking brake.
Off.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
ECAM recall.
Checked.
Anti-skid.
On.
Emergency lights.
Checked and armed.
No smoking signs.
On.
Air condition.
Checked.
Ventilation panel.
Is checked.
Fuel pumps.
Right, it's still on these fuel pumps.
Set on.
Bed ears.
Checked.
Checklist complete.
Lovely, that is the checklist complete. So we just need to close the doors when they're ready. The APU is all fired up, so there's not really anything for us to do now. Just sit and wait. Oh yeah, let's check the route and check that the smart car's system is all running correctly, which it is. So our route is straight out to Lopos. No, straight up to YNN, to Picos, Goodies. And then it's that's literally Lopos then. And then it's a very simple landing actually. And we have an ILS this time. And it doesn't actually matter whether we're using 3.5 or 1.6, I don't think. But I think, yeah, look, approach runway 34, it was sloping terrain. So because of that, they always tend to use, in terms of landing, they always tend to use it's a very steep approach basically onto the opposite runway, so they always want to use 1.6, so I'll be using 1.6 no matter what the wind, I think, because of the steep, it's a bit of a steep approach, so that is the plan. Let's put it back to arc, 10 nautical miles. Seatbelt sign can go back on. Now I just need to wait, so obviously unfortunately we'll lag a little bit in this view because of the fact for some reason GSX seems to lag out recording, which is a bit odd. It really shouldn't, but it does. So all the routes are all planned, it's all ready to go. All performance data is ready to go and all that kind of stuff. Also, I've entered in the block fuel on here, so this is telling us we've got an hour and a half extra time for fuel. Hello. Final time is obviously the last half hour, so that's 0.8. So we've got everything all set up on here. Taxi fuel is just 0.2, that's what it's defaulting as. That's what it defaults.
Hello.
So this reckons 36 minutes in the air. Right, let's restart, let's get off the clock from there, so it's ready to start next time. And that's about it really, because the APU is already ready. Let's get the APU bleed on. Actually, that's one thing we do need to turn on. For later, that is. Thessaloniki, there's one plane inbound, so let's have a look. It is from Schiphol and is landing in an hour. So we might actually be quite close to that. We might end up being quite close to it by the time we actually leave. So we still have to wait first. So we have to wait for this all to complete. Actually, we're going to be quite a while. Even though the passengers and all that are finished, almost, and the front cargo is completely finished, the back cargo hasn't even been loaded yet. So we might still be here for a good bit of time. There's my coaster getting stuck to the glass again for some reason.
Morning.
Hour and 37 minutes into the stream, so we're on track. I planned 2 hours and 40 minutes for this stream, so
Morning.
Good morning.
obviously I can overrun. That's possible. There's nothing stopping me today overrunning, but that's just what I planned. Obviously, I want to check whether what I've planned is actually accurate.
And have a beautiful flight.
But we've still got plenty more people to board. We've still got these crates to go on, but for some reason going on sideways. And for whatever reason, there's a weird little thing on this hatch. Look, that's part of the body. That's not normal. I don't normally see that. Maybe that's why they're loading it on sideways for some reason. It looks almost like it shouldn't be there, but I'm pretty sure it should. Because obviously I've got damage turned off, so it'd be pretty odd if it just showed up with damage. Right, actually, let's get the pitch trim set up. So that's 0.8 up. Should be. That's what it literally always is. Yep, not wrong today either. Very honestly, because we're so light, our takeoff speed. Look, V1 is just look, rotate is just 120 knots, and V1 is just 102 knots. So that's quite nuts. Is that like thrust recommended? 1506. I think is that what that means? I'm not really sure. Right, we can close the front doors now. We're literally just waiting on the bags, the last lot of baggage crates to go on.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
Yeah, sadly, we still have to wait for the baggage. So, obviously, that method from the flight deck, like from the cabin crew, is a little bit stupid, but because we're not ready to go yet, are we? Obviously, so it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter, but whatever. Apparently, according to this, we're not occupying any gates because of where we are. We're in like a bit of an odd place. Right, it's now refreshed again, saying that both arrivals and departures are off that runway now. Yeah, look, even though the wind has changed to 250, it's still saying use those runways because of how it is down at Thessaloniki, I think. So, that's the plan. Right, last crate. Come on. You're holding us up. Yeah, so there you go. The flight from Amsterdam will be getting to Thessaloniki in exactly an hour. So it might be a bit tight because for me it's a 35-minute flight. So if I was to set off right now, I will be ahead of it. But obviously, they're still loading cargo, and then I have to push back, start the engines, taxi over there, and then take off. You know, right now I'm still parked at the gate, just sitting here. So you never know. I'm aiming for another good landing, hopefully. Obviously, there was a bit of a bounce, but it was still minus 200 FPM, which is highly acceptable. Right, baggage loading process 100%, so that should mean it's not 100%, obviously, because it isn't finished yet. I want to see how this actually slots in, like here. Oh yeah, I need to close that door, don't I, myself? I didn't know. I was like, Yeah, look, it's actually a part of the body, but it looks really weird. It looks like it's a dent or something. Right, now all the doors are closed. They're going to go ahead and start the checklist again, aren't they?
Windows and doors.
Closed and locked.
APU.
APU on.
APU bleed.
On.
External power.
Oh, we need to get the disconnect. We need to get that off, don't we?
Disconnected and off.
7 signs.
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
Set on.
Bearer reference.
Checked. 1013.
1013. Check. Beacon lights.
Right, taxi out right now.
Set on.
Checklist complete.
So they driving up to us now. The tow tug is. We're going right.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Good, because I am as well. The game should have automatically moved those. Obviously hasn't today for some reason. Normally it does. It isn't even saying, like, AES instructions down there, which is a bit weird. It should. Because my checklist crashed or something. Because that can happen.
Locking gear.
Although my checklist may have just crashed. Dunno. Have to wait and see. Because there's no thing down there saying follow AES instructions, which is obviously like the pushback tool.
Departure check completed. Bypass been inserted. All engines clear. Start at will.
Oh, there you go, it's working now. I just did that.
Starting engine 2.
I don't know, it's being a bit odd. Saying I need to set the parking brake, but
Parking brakes
100
there you
released.
go, it's working now.
Starting number 1.
Now I just suddenly like put on the parking brake and then put it off again. It's now fixed it, saying follow AES instructions, which is good. Because that was a bit stupid, obviously, what it was doing there. Actually, when are those flights from Gatwick getting here? I think they were about 10 o'clock as well, weren't they? So I'll be in and out before they actually get here. That's quite weird.
Engine 2 is stabilised.
Okay, the engines are basically up to temperature now and all ready to go. There's the 1% look.
Engine 1 is stabilised.
So there you go, both engines are on and ready to start action. Make it sound really cool. Action. And it's not really that cool at all. Right, max what brakes. It's actually may as well just get a takeoff config over and done with. Oh, it's going to yell at me now because the flaps aren't in flaps 5 setting. Meaning that I can't set takeoff config. So for some reason that means it's going to yell at me, but okay. So we're being pushed back now onto the runway. No, not the runway, the taxiway, or the tarmac, because that annoys aviation enthusiasts. Because the news apparently will always call it tarmac, which is annoying. Okay. So if we set off right now, I reckon we'll land ahead of the Amsterdam plane, but it's going to be tight. So, let's wait and see. Well, are they pushed it? I thought they were going to push us, like, off
Parking
Off
brakes
then.
are set.
Quite funny. Oh, the game just wants me to wait now. Okay. Check the chat and all that, make sure there's nothing there. All stream, if I have one person watching, it's like been on the whole time. Obviously, one of them is me, but it says there's 2 watching. I don't know. There's still time to wait, so yeah. There's actually an EasyJet that's just come into view. Where's that going?
Have to start
Go to
locking gears.
Heraklion it's going to.
Remote selector.
Oh, put that into normal
Tow
mode.
truck
Set.
disconnected. Bypass bin removed.
Set off.
APU master.
Set off.
Ground spoilers.
Checked and armed.
Rudder trim.
Checked 0.
Pitch trim.
Checked.
Flight controls. Flaps.
Flaps 1.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Ecam status.
Checked.
Ecam door page.
Checked.
Hand signal.
Left is clear.
Received.
Right is clear.
Checklist complete.
Off we go. They're going to start moaning at me for not setting my parking brakes, but I don't care because I've been told I can go by GSX. Which obviously, when GSX finishes the push, that's what triggers the checklist to climb into action.
Taxiing checklist.
But okay,
No flight.
I have no clue what that is.
Brake check.
Pedal pressed. Checked 0.
Check. Disc brakes.
Max.
Takeoff data.
Reviewed.
FCU.
Checked.
Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. TO config.
Checked no blue.
Checklist complete.
Right, so the runway doesn't actually start. It starts quite late on, so we'll go on at this exit here. This next one. It's a bit of a sharp turn, but I may as well actually immediately go on to before takeoff.
Flight attendants, seats for takeoff. Before takeoff checklist.
Brake temperature.
Checked.
Brake fans.
Off.
Engine mode selector.
Checked normal.
TCAS.
Exterior lights.
TARA tilt above.
Exterior lights.
Set on.
Sliding tables.
Stowed.
Stowed. Checklist complete.
Ready to go. Got another blooper there. The smart card is actually picking us up. Connected to Vatsim. Streaming. Good. All ready to go. So just taxi onto the runway now. And then it's time for us to leave Corfu and head to Thessaloniki, which is today's final destination. I just noticed the 17 isn't aligned with the actual runway. That's actually really annoying. Why did they do that? It's really annoying. Okay, we are on the runway. So 40% toga
Takeoff.
and
toga and
set
SRS.
the clock.
Check. Power set.
Off we go. Definitely need toga on this one. There's 100 knots. A V1. Rotate. And there's positive climb. Gears going up.
Gear up.
Navigation.
Check.
And there you go. We are off Corfu. And we're now heading to Thessaloniki. Nice. Just pointing straight up this plane is right
Gears
now.
up. Lights off.
I never normally take a screenshot at that point of flight. Oh, and that's why I never normally take a screenshot at that point of flight. It's because I need to focus on actually turning this aircraft. Right, there's flaps 0 at that mode, that little bit there, and then stop turning the aircraft a little bit there. This can go
Flying
back
thrust.
into
The
automatic
after takeoff
thrust.
checklist.
And
2,500.
then this can go into
Autopilot
this
on.
can go into autopilot.
Checked normal.
Spoilers.
Set.
Flaps.
Checked retracted.
Landing gear.
Gear up. Lights off.
Exterior lights.
These can go off.
Set off.
Tax.
Both on.
Anti-ice.
Off.
TCAS.
Checked.
Altimeter.
1013.
1013. Checked. Checklist complete.
Lovely. That is the end of that checklist. Cross off Corfu now because we don't need that. Don't need the charts for Corfu anymore because we've left Corfu.
Transition altitude.
Standard.
Arrow reference set and cross check.
Check.
And now we just need to climb to our cruise level. Nice and peacefully. I can turn off the seatbelt signs as soon as we pass 10,000 because there's no need, there's no reason not to. So a little look now about what stands are down on the ground at Thessaloniki. So we're landing, vacate off, and then there's a big terminal. Somewhere like maybe gate 5 or something like that. Let's have a look. So refresh the page. And let's have a look now on here. So ground info. Any stand can be used. And we're using gold air handling. So any stand. So good. Right, there's 10,000 feet pretty much. Oh, we will wait. We will wait until actual 10,000 feet. Really is important.
Passing 10,000 feet.
Lights off.
Off.
And now the plane's going to go up to full speed. And once it's at full speed and it's resumed its climb, I will turn off the seatbelt sign. And we have got a nice headwind as well, which is always good. In terms of the landing down in Thessaloniki, any restrictions? 23 knots. 230 knots at the intercept point. So we are going to have to slow down a bit earlier than planned, unfortunately. ILS is, well, the very last ILS point is 2,560. That is so precise. I'm just going to set it to 2,500, and our go around altitude is 3,500, and the runway elevation is again 0, pretty much. It's 12, so that's basically 0. Right, there you go, with full speed, so I can turn off seatbelt sign there. Doing it in a little bit. Check that this Aegean virtual thing is actually checking that we've taken off correctly. Make sure it's all working. Lovely! So, straight up to 230, flight level 230, and then that's it then. We're not going very high. Obviously, it's a lot shorter flight than we did earlier. We're already 160 miles away. And let's check on our landing. We're going to be there 20 minutes before the Amsterdam plane. Oh, check, it's now 25 minutes, because obviously that was taken from a couple of minutes ago when we were going a bit slower. So 25 minutes before the Amsterdam plane that's what's planned. So obviously we're not at cruise yet, so our speed is still yet to increase a little bit. So we are going to get there ahead of them, so should be no problem there. No, that's not the Amsterdam plane. Where is the Amsterdam plane? There it is. It's still at cruising altitude. Obviously, it's still quite far away because it's not actually going to land until another 40 minutes. At least. So there's 19,000. That was the original planned cruising altitude. Then obviously Simbrief bumped it up to 23,000 for us. Because Simbrief always gives us a better cruising altitude, so you may as well take that one. There's two people doing a group flight. I've just spotted people going from Sofia to Athens too. Athens is packed now. It must have just been quiet at the time I was going, because it's absolutely packed now. Corfu's pretty packed as well. There's 3 flights landing into Corfu, but all of them from Gatwick. So, I think they're all from Gatwick anyway. 2 of them are anyway. Nuts. I think next Saturday we're going to do some Fly UK flying. I think I'm planning on doing some more flying in the US with their codeshare partner Metro Air, I think is the plan. But we'll have to wait and see on that, what exactly we do, but I think that's the plan. Because I need to do some Fly UK flying, because after a month of not doing any flying, whether it's the flying club that we've been doing, the Beechcraft balance streams, I would love to do another one of those. I've just been very busy in the evenings lately. There we go. We are in the air at cruise. So how long have we got to cruise now? 76 miles. So it is definitely a shorter flight than normally before. But there we are. No contrail, we're that low. low enough to not have a contrail. So we've got that. So look, now we're at cruise. Obviously, I can look at the plane. We're planning now. Oh, our time's shifted back again. So 27 minutes earlier than them. And Roma controls just come online. That's out of our area, sadly. But oh well, we've had no ATC. It's pretty usual actually for Vatsim. That you very rarely get ATC, but never mind. Oh, plane's turning a bit there. Quite a sharp turn. Are we going to get a stronger headwind now, or no? We're going to get less of a headwind. Oh, that's a shame. No, tailwind. We're going to get less of a tailwind, but it's slower. But look at these. Look at this lovely Greek scenery. It's really nice. Obviously, not over the island of Corfu, but you know, Corfu was actually quite a nice airport in the end. It doesn't look like it did in real life, but I never expected much. Exactly 30 miles to go to Pykos, which is there's very few waypoints actually on this route, and we're descending before the start of the flight, but we are having to slow down to 230 knots a bit earlier than I would have liked, sadly. But yeah, when I get less busy in the evenings, I'll definitely do some more Fly UK, you know, the little hour streams I do where I do the VFR flying. So I'd love to do one of those. I might be able to do one next week, because the only reason I couldn't do one this week, I was busy again. It's like constant busyness. So try and think. Sometimes it's good to do one. A Friday night is quite a good time to do it. So I think. Sometimes it's good to do one. A Friday night is quite a good. Oh, for once, my the stream on the actual live streaming page, not the other page, is actually kept up to grits with actually what I'm doing, because it's luckily because it loads in so quickly, it thinks my stream can go up to 360p, which has kept it for it's kept it in, allowing me to actually view it properly, which is kind of nice. Things are working for once. When tech works. Oh, there's another flight to to Thessaloniki from Athens now, but it hasn't left yet, so at 737. They're cruising at 30,000. They've been online for 2.5 hours according to this. It hasn't actually registered it. The only aim for me is just to get to Thessaloniki before the plane, because that would be good. How long is it until we descend? Actually, 45 miles, not far actually. So let's go ahead and turn this down. So we need to go down to 2,500 because it's 2,560. We need to be up for the ILS. So obviously I'll put that to the lower one, and then I'll go around altitude today is 3,500. So I'll keep that in 100 then, because I'll need to put up to 3,500 later, not 3,000 or something like that. So yeah. And there's the flight to Thessaloniki is just left Athens. But I think we will be there ahead of that one as well. Yeah, the two flights this morning have gone well so far, which is good. no mishaps or anything like that. Oh, Eurocontrol just came online. I've only just realized, if that Eurocontrol is in my area for the first ever time, like I've always wanted to connect to a Eurocontrol, like, see what it's like and all that. And I'm never in the area when it occurs. And now, I bet in the first time it's occurred, because I'm at 230, Eurocontrol only generally covers things above flight level 240. So I won't even be within range of them. Even if they are online, I won't be within range of their, like, the height range they have. That's if it is obviously on. I don't know whether the Eurocontrol is actually turned on. It hasn't popped up on here yet, so that's because it hasn't. So I won't be able to see, because different Eurocontrols have different levels of... There it is. It is covering me above flight level 240. Nice. So I would have ATC if I was 1,500 feet higher. But I don't have ATC, sadly. Oh well. I'm too low for ATC. See if they've left any remarks. I don't want that, I want... only above flight level 245 if local centre is offline. Oh, it says if local centre is offline, so it might mean that I get ATC. Although normally if the controller wants you to connect to them, they will connect, like they will actually contact you via vPilot. Like it'll come up in a little private message saying contact me on whatever the frequency is, which in this case is 135.55. I'll get that pre-programmed in case we need to use it. Okay, it's pre-programmed in case we need to use it. We're descending soon anyway, so there might not be any point in connecting, because we're going to descend so soon. You know, we'll be even further out their airspace then. Also, if you notice in my streams, you can hear either my keyboard or my chair moving around. It's a little bit annoying, I know, but we'll have to just ignore it. Sadly. Actually, let's try now. Go on to properties. Okay, it's not letting me click on properties, is it? Nope, not letting me click on properties. Oh, it is. Good. So, there isn't any properties. I'll do it later. Actually, there's so many waypoints here, I'm going to put it down to 10 nautical mile range now to get ready for when we actually need to land. Because it's coming up on the descent preparation check. Oh, I haven't put that to above. I'll get that in above, actually. Let's put it down to a below, actually, because we're descending very soon. No, I haven't been asked to contact, so I think maybe the whole above 2.5, whatever, above 2.45 rule does actually apply. That plane from Athens is actually going to be getting there ahead of the Schiphol one now as well. So it's going to get quite busy. So it's me, 15 minutes later the plane from Athens, 10 minutes after that the plane from Amsterdam. So it's getting a bit busy in Thessaloniki. Obviously I think I should be the first one out of all of them to get there. Right, how far to descent now? It can't be long, can it? 10 miles. Okay. Hasn't popped up on this little map yet, though. Even though it's apparently 10 miles away. It's 9 miles away now. I still can't see it on a...
Descent preparation
I should be able to see it. I can see it on the 20 map. I can't see it on the 10 map.
Auto.
Obviously, the 10 map doesn't cover exactly 10.
Off.
Landing information.
Received.
Altimeter.
Standard.
Landing elevation.
Checked.
Bearer radio.
Checked.
Checklist complete.
Okay, that was a very short checklist that I didn't need to do anything to. We just need to wait until we actually have to descent now. Yeah, the arrival time of all these flights has not changed, so it should be good. So, apparently this is saying 0 miles, but my little map here is saying like 3 miles. Rip. Okay, well it hasn't come up yet, so we'll wait. How far is it to landing? Only 67 miles! It's a bit of a late descent, isn't it? Okay, we've only been in the air 19 minutes and we're already descending.
Initiating descent.
SMA check.
Radar tilt.
Set below.
And there, the plane just idles now as it suddenly descends ridiculously quickly. The first bit of descent is always like stupidly fast, like much faster than it should be. Like the first 3,000 feet maybe is always a bit steep, and then it sort of calms down. So there you go, like first 2,000, and now it's starting to ease off a bit now. So yeah, it's eased off a bit now. So give it 2,000, and like it's actually progressing up a bit now again, and now it's going back again. Yeah, the first couple of 1,000 feet are a bit fast, a bit steep in terms of the actual descent. "60 nautical miles from," oh, I can't spell from, but I can somehow spell Thessaloniki. Doesn't make any sense. Landing ILS 16. Actually, after low pulse, I'll put on the seat outside a bit early because we have to slow down and all that, don't we? We have to do all that faff, so because at the intercept point we have to slow down very suddenly, and the plane turns as well, so we have to slow down and turn the plane and all that sort of stuff. I don't think we'll be able to slow down to 230 knots that quickly, but the game thinks we can for some reason. And I'll send one out again at 40 nautical miles. Provided everyone else is on... Actually, they won't be on Unicom, will they? Well, they probably won't be on Unicom. Some of them. I'm not sure if they will be on Unicom because of the fact of, like, because of Eurocontrol. All planes above 20... Like, the plane that's going from Athens, once it reaches full cruising altitude, it will be in range of Eurocontrol, so therefore it won't be on Unicom anymore. Well, there you go, we're slowing down now the plane. It's now 19 miles to the next waypoint, and we've lost a ton of... So this plane is now suddenly slowing itself down, because it doesn't need to, but it is, annoyingly. But this does mean we are going to be a bit off. I'm going to need to go direct to the next waypoint as well. We've gone direct to the next waypoint now, which will reset our course over a bit now. So instead of going a weird sort of we were going off course, so go direct and that'll fix our course that was going a bit weird there. We should now be back in the range of having to of being able to do a bit of a stronger descent again, but it's not doing it and we are off our path. Unfortunately, it's saying more drag, but I haven't got any more drag to give it. It's full. The spoilers are out full. There's nothing I can do. Right, medium on your brakes. So there's 4,100 meters, which is like, according to that, 13,400 feet. I like to look at the meters and I like to look at the feet at the same time. This plane is descending as fast as it can, but unfortunately we are still over. Oh, great. Oh man, that's annoying. It's changed now. The runway suddenly just changed. It changed like literally a couple of minutes ago. Oh, it's really annoying. Yeah, so just say I'm on approach now. Last time I checked, was it like was in use? Sorry. I can't really do anything. I can't change runways, that's the thing. I'm at 10,000 feet now, so there's nothing I can do because I'm on, but you know, I'll have to just apologise. I checked it at cruise and it still said that. I don't trust this website. It updates so late. It's right annoying. But unfortunately I'm going to have to continue. It's a bit annoying, but
On.
there's 10,000 and we also need landing systems on. Yeah, I've been sent a thing from Thessaloniki, like on the flight radar, and they're using runway 34 right now at Thessaloniki. That's really annoying. Why don't I think of checking checking flight radar to see if planes are using that runway? That's really next time I'll do that then. Just say that. Unfortunately, there is nothing I can do. We'll have to just get back to this plane now. Get back.
Bearer reference.
Standard.
Check is complete.
I'm just... From now on, I'm just going to check flight radar. Okay, so I'm going to have to just ignore that. Unfortunately, that little mishap there. But there's literally nothing I can do. It's a bit annoying. I'll have to just focus on the approach now. I've already messed up enough, so I don't want to go messing up the approach as well. It is obviously a bit unfortunate, and it's annoying for all the other traffic around me. And I'm also known not to trust this website that is super out of date on the briefings. So I'm just going to check. So obviously, flight radar is a very useful one to check. So that's what I'll use from now on to track if flights are up, which runway flights are using. That does actually seem like a quite good idea, but what the? I'm getting like weird warnings there for deploying the brake.
Transition altitude.
I'm getting weird bits of turbulence here.
13.
1013.
Turbulence. Lucky the seatbelt sign was on. But yeah, that's the thing. I'm now literally 17 miles out, so I can't do anything about it.
Speed check, flaps 1.
We need to start using the flaps here as well.
Speed check, flaps 2. Speed check, flaps 3.
No
Speed
flaps
check,
full.
flaps full. Localizer alive.
So we're now turning towards the airport. Obviously, I have made a bit of a mess of things there, but what can I do? Right, at LGTS. Again, it's saying there's only 2 gates, which is just really weird, because that's not even true. Okay, gate 5, gold air. It's really irritating, though. So obviously, even though I have been flying on Vatsim for a decent amount of time, I'm still making those little noob mistakes. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay, so I'm going to take out the auto throttle a bit early now. I wouldn't take out the this yet, though. I won't take that out. The gear's going to need to come down soon, isn't it? I haven't actually said for it to come down yet. But after this point, it's only 8 miles out, so we're not actually that far out. Right, approach.
Localizer captured. Glide slope captured.
And then I'm putting this back up to 3,500, which is today's go-around altitude. So there you go, this plane is now going to start going down with the glide slope. So I'm going to have to idle the plane. Here we are, Thessaloniki, look, there's the little cities, towns, whatever it is. Again, I'm not great at knowing, I don't know, is it a town, is it a city, I have no clue, but whatever. I'm cross off the airport briefing there. Obviously I'm not going to use that again, because it takes ages to actually load up, which is really annoying, and then it suddenly says at last minute, oh, you're using a different runway now. I'm like, come on, you could have told me that earlier. But obviously now I'm only 7 miles out, so there's no changing it. I'm going to get the actual landing stuff set up. I think it's just the taxi lights, I'm not sure though. I can put the gear down now actually. Because it's 6.5 miles away, so it's time to put down the gear, surely. Oh, and that means it's now time for me to introduce some more throttle.
Gear down. Landing checklist.
Speed.
Landing gear.
Speed.
Still going to yell at me.
Locked, 3 greens.
Ground spoilers.
Checked and armed.
Auto brakes.
Medium.
Exterior lights.
On.
Go around altitude.
Checked.
Landing memo.
Checked. No blue.
Checklist complete.
Right, now the checklist is complete.
Autopilot off.
Take out the autopilot and we can land. I'm on final. But luckily I think I should vacate it before the other planes get there. I need to slow down the plane again now. It's going a bit fast there. Final approach is just over the sea.
1,000.
How nice.
1,000.
Wouldn't want to do an early landing here or overrun landing on the other runway then, would you? There's a plane contrail up there, look. That's the EasyJet. Easy 60712. 6012, that's that plane there. Give the plane a little bit of power and oh, it started going a bit off again.
$500.
500.
Go, getting ready to land now.
400.
400.
There's 400, we're landing.
300. 100 above.
300.
There's 300. Minimums.
200. Minimum.
200.
Continue. Said that at the same time as him. Right, landing. We're going to miss the
100.
touchdown zone a bit there. Right, power back on the throttle.
70. 60. 50. 40.
50.
30.
40.
20. Retard.
30.
10. 5.
20.
Ground spoilers.
And down we go. Reverse is in.
Reverse screen.
And we're deselling.
70 knots.
Manual
Reverses
brakes.
can come in. Right, suddenly brake really hard so I can actually get off at this exit. And stop the clock there, 35 minutes.
This will mean that we have parked the gate and it's safe for you to move about. Please make sure that you've gathered any personal belongings around your seat. Be careful when opening the overhead bins as some items have shifted during the flight.
There you go, we've
After
vacated the
landing
runway
checklist.
safely.
Exterior lights.
On behalf of the entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this flight, and we look forward to seeing you on board again in the future. Have a great morning.
Set.
I need to turn that off, don't I?
Spoilers.
Set off.
Engine mode selector.
Check normal.
Flaps.
Check retracted.
TCAS.
Set off.
Brake temperature.
Checked.
APU.
On.
Checklist complete.
We're down. Right, swing the plane round. How good was that landing? It felt pretty smooth. Oh, yes. Minus 50. Apparently it was a bounce as well to minus 35. So I got a bounce and then minus 35. I didn't feel the bounce. But minus 50, that might actually go down as too soft. Which weirdly loses you points. I don't understand the logic either. It really shouldn't have a too soft landing. I mean, what's wrong with a soft landing? Everyone loves a soft landing, right? So we are taxiing along. I need to see where the GSX are parked. There they are, I see them. So everything's all ready to go. We've landed, and I think we should get the stream finished in roughly 2 hours 40 minutes. Which is good, that's what we planned. It's totally what we planned, so that's good. And before the other planes that were landing here managed to get close to Thessaloniki as well. And obviously they're going to be landing on a different runway to me because I messed it up. Obviously it wasn't just me to blame, it was the briefing page as well that didn't update for 30 minutes. But it's a bit annoying, obviously. There's GSX, look, so I still don't get why GSX is only recognising 2 stands here. That's really annoying and dumb. Doesn't make any sense. Turning into the terminal area here. And there's the gate there. So turning onto the stand now. That seems to have like the absolute longest sort of like slip road onto the stand. And we should see our little marshaller ready to marshal us into the stand correctly, hopefully. There he is, I see him. Is he behind that building? He's behind that building, isn't he? Actually, he might not be. Don't know. Just see what look like little legs. Look, yeah, he's behind the building. Look. Oh, come on. Why does it do this? Why does it put them behind buildings? Really? It's really annoying. Wait, that should be fixed by now, surely. Time to come slightly left, I think. It's hard to tell. Well, it's roughly in the right place. I've gone off just doing it backwards because I can't properly see the marshal.
And the parking checklist.
This guy just said he's on final. It's not on final yet. That's not final, surely. So we can open these doors.
Parking brake and chocks.
Chocks are set. Parking brakes released.
Engine master.
Both off.
Seatbelt signs.
Right, on goes external power. Off come the seatbelt signs, and
lights.
we can add deboard people.
Set off.
Exterior lights.
Set off.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Fuel pumps.
Everything's going to go off, obviously.
Set off.
Checklist complete.
So all the packs can come off as well. I'm not going to bother going down to cold and dark, there's no point. But I'm going to obviously just basically turn it fully off, the plane. So that's good. That is the plane, that's the flight finished. Not the plane finished, the flight. Hey, it's not on final. It's like on final, that's nowhere near final. I can't even see the airport from his view. That's just dumb. There's the other plane that's planning on landing here. Right, I can finish the flight on here now. File, cross that off. Cross sim brief off, actually. Cross the other view of my stream off, because I don't need it. Waiting for your action, open. I opened all the doors. Okay, obviously that one didn't want to open for some reason. How good was the parking in the end? Not too bad, considering we didn't have any directions in whatsoever because of a glitch. I can close off Vatsim actually. Let's disconnect from Vatsim. Get that off.
Bye bye. Bye, thank you.
It's just silly how many tabs I have to cross off though, isn't it? Right, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today. I have really enjoyed it. It's not a video, it's a stream. Why do I keep saying video? Let's unplug my yoke. Get that over and done with. There you go, lovely. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I have really enjoyed it. I planned for it to be about 2 hours 40 minutes. In the end, 2 hours 32 roughly. So pretty on. pretty good. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you... I keep saying video, it's a stream. It's a stream, Mad Chili. It's a stream, not a video. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I will see you in the next one. We haven't had any views, really, but we have had... persistently, we've had one person who was there the whole time, so I don't know, it might actually just be my live control room, and so in this case nobody watched it. I don't know, got no clue. I didn't think that live control room counted as a viewer, really, because I've seen it go down to 0 before, and the live control room is always on. So whatever, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Well, no, it's a stream, I keep saying it's a stream. Thank you so much guys for watching this stream, where we flew from Athens to Corfu to Thessaloniki. Next week, possibly on the Friday, I'll be doing some more VFR flying, and then on Saturday morning again next week is what's the plan? No, actually, nope, can't, just remembered. I'm busy. There'll be no stream Saturday morning, so try and do something Friday night. I think Friday night is some VFR flying. Week after then, oh no, I can't do the Fly UK flight. Maybe actually the flight club might count. We might have to leave the flight club for another week, and just do one Fly UK flight. I think I'm planning to do one inside the US, but I'm not sure. I might do something else. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. It's a stream. I keep telling myself that. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream and the video. Mad Chili merch. Obviously, there's always that. Go to my banner, bottom right hand corner. Click on Dazzle merch. Approximately November time, I'll be bringing out a Mad Chili 2020 calendar. I'll be getting myself one, so you guys definitely try and get yourself one, you know, Mad Chili calendar on someone's wall, be lovely. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video /stream. Bye bye.